Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's petty kiki, I had some time on my hands, guys, and I just like being a little petty. I've compiled a bunch of celebrities, housewives who can't stand Lisa Rinna. I thought it was only fair since she wants everyone to own it. And since she, says we have to talk about Kathy, we have to talk about Kathy's behavior, I thought it's only appropriate that we talk about Rinna's behavior too. So buckle up, buttercups. Here is a bunch of primarily Real Housewives who cannot stand Lisa Rinna. Here we go. So first up, we have Miss Vicki Gunvalson. This is the feud that we all forgot about. So back in, I would say like 2019, Vicki and Lisa Rinna were beefing. So Vicki was pissed because it was either at BravoCon or Andy Cohen's baby shower. She said that Lisa Rinna snubbed her, that she was very condescending. She basically ignored her. When Vicki went to say hi, she was like, "Oh, you're Orange County." Like very dismissive. Vicki said that other Beverly Hills housewives treated her the same way. They were very disrespectful. I'm guessing that's, her lackeys, probably Dorit and Erica. In 2019, it was probably maybe a Kyle. I think Teddy may have been around then too. But definitely for sure, Lisa Rinna. So yeah, Vicki Gunvalson cannot stand Lisa Rinna either because she was a snob to her. And it's funny because, Lisa Rinna always wants to say Kathy is so pretentious. Kathy acts like she's above everybody. But it turns out that's actually your behavior, Lisa Rinna. You were acting like you were above Vicki when you really should be thanking Vicki because Vicki is the actual OG. She was the first ever housewife. Orange County started the franchise. Atlanta may have put them on the map, but Orange County started it all. And Vicki Gunvalson was the first ever housewife. So you wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for Vicki. Quiet as it's kept, you might not have a job for very long anyway. So with that, let's move on to the next person. So, Nicolette Sheridan. Ooh, so the beef runs deep between Lisa Rinna and Nicolette Sheridan. So, as you may or may not know, Nicolette Sheridan is the ex wife to Rinna's current husband, Harry Hamlin. Rinna allegedly said that Nicolette Sheridan was cheating on Harry with Michael Bolton, and that one day she just got up and left and went off with Michael Bolton. Nicolette Sheridan has since said that's not true. Harry and I had already decided to get divorced. We were done. Michael Bolton had always been a longtime friend. He came for our wedding. It was only after Harry and I broke up did I get with Michael Bolton. Of course, Harry Hamlin, who lives in Canada, living his truth, got to Twitter and was defending Rinna and was just like, "Oh no, we weren't done, blah 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 blah," going against Nicolette Sheridan, which to me, Harry Hamlin, pipe down, go make some spaghetti sauce, like stay out of women's business. Like if it's between Lisa and Nicolette, let it be between Lisa and Nicolette. We don't need you to join the girl fight. You see what I'm saying? So Nicolette definitely beefs hard with Lisa Rinna. Up next, the new feud. So we all know Kyle Richards now is, for the first time, perhaps ever, is actually standing with her sister. So as we all know, Lisa Rinna was trying to take down Kathy Hilton with, saying she had this huge meltdown in Aspen. She said all these inappropriate things. It's turning out that's a big nothing burger. People are also saying that Kyle may have, on the surface, forgiven Lisa Rinna for her past behavior with her other sister, Kim Richards. But they're saying that Kyle never really forgave Rinna. There was always something simmering underneath. Who knows? There's also people who say that Kyle revels in the fact that, Lisa Rinna goes after her sisters. It's also been said behind the scenes that Lisa Rinna has says, I don't even respect Kyle. She lets me disrespect her sisters. Who does that? I don't respect you for letting me disrespect your family. So now they are feuding. Kyle Richards is also liking tweets and posts on social media, calling Lisa Rinna calculated and manipulative for what she did to Kathy and Aspen. So this might be the first time that Kyle is actually going against Lisa Rinna in favor of her own flesh and blood. Up next, we have Yolanda Hadid. So we all know that Lisa Rinna came for Yolanda and she came for her hard. So Yolanda had been struggling with her physical health, her emotional well-being, her mental well-being, and she got really sick and she was doing all these different procedures and trying to figure out what was wrong with her. Ultimately turned out she had Lyme disease. And unfortunately with Lyme disease, it's hard to detect and it's hard to know someone is sick because you look at them and they may look healthy, but that doesn't mean that they feel healthy. It doesn't mean that everything on the inside is okay. And Lisa Rinna basically said, I don't believe you, Yolanda, that you're sick. I think you have Munchausen's. And Munchausen syndrome is when someone will make themselves sick for attention. Sometimes they'll do it for monetary gains. They'll say that they're sick and then they'll have people do like a GoFundMe or something to get money. Sometimes it's like a fraud scam, but usually at the core of it, it's for attention. And so Lisa Rinna kind of threw that at Yolanda, being like, you're not actually sick. You have Munchausen syndrome. You're faking this for attention because your husband, David Foster, allegedly is having these affairs. He's not around. You're basically scrambling, trying to get his attention, just trying to get attention in general because you're like lonely and by yourself and you just want a moment. Yolanda, of course, was not pleased. And ever since then, they've had a serious beef. Up next. Oh, and also we should say how Yolanda was able to parlay her time on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills into a very profitable and successful modeling career for her two daughters, Gigi and Bella, and also her son, Anwar. He's also a pretty, popular male model. Unfortunately, Lisa Rinna has been trying to do the same with her daughters, Delilah and Amelia. No shade to them, even though they are women now. At the time, they were children. So I guess their modeling career is going good. I think they're doing stuff. But no shade to Amelia and Delilah. They are innocent in this situation. But it was very clear that Lisa Rinna was jealous of Yolanda. Up next, we have Kathy the Queen Hilton. Obviously, we know that they are feuding hard, particularly because Lisa Rinna apparently and allegedly lied and did this whole smear campaign against Kathy, trying to put it out there that she said, the N-word. She went on a homophobic rant, that she was unhinged, and doing this, that, and the third in Aspen. Then we had Patrick Summers coming out and saying, no, that never happened. Lisa Rinna basically was hiring me to do a smear campaign against Kathy. Kathy never did anything. She didn't even know about it. People are also saying how it was very manipulative and calculated, that Kathy would want to take, that Lisa would want to take Kathy back to Kyle's house, knowing that Kathy had been drinking, knowing that she had been, really frustrated and upset. Was she setting Kathy up? Was she trying to entrap Kathy, coming from the Caribou Club? Particularly because, Lisa Rinna had been shading Kathy the entire season, if not the entire time that Kathy was on the show. Again, with Tequila Gate. Oh, I want to try my friend Kendall Jenner's 818 tequila, when Kathy was there promoting the tequila that her and her daughters invest in. That was a direct, disrespect to Kathy. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but allegedly, another big part of the beef between Kathy and Rinna is that allegedly Kathy Hilton was up to take Lisa Rinna's diamond. I believe it was either before this season or last season, but they were gunning for Kathy Hilton to take Lisa Rinna's diamond. But then Kathy was like, nah, I don't really want to be a full time housewife. You can have it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I think, and then Kathy still was able to negotiate for more money. And so the fact that Kathy was more popular, the fact that Kathy could snatch Lisa Rinna's diamond, and the fact that Kathy was making more money really, made Lisa Rinna very, very jealous and very, very evil towards Kathy, wanting to create a feud with her and take her down. Also, don't forget there has been years of bad blood, years of feuding and fighting between these, you know, so like circles. It's been like the Hiltons versus the Kardashians versus Faye Resnick versus Kyle Richards. So they've all been enmeshed. They've all been enmeshed. Lisa Rinna likes to remind us every other word that she's friends with Kris Jenner. We all know that Kathy Hilton's daughter Paris had a very infamous, falling out with Kim Kardashian, who was Kris Jenner's daughter. So there might be some still lingering bad blood between the two families. And of course, that might be why Lisa Rinna brought up Kris Jenner in the Sprinter before they went to the Caribou Club. She also brought up Kendall Jenner, her daughter, when it came to the tequila. So there might be some underlying tension between the Hiltons, the Kardashian Jenners, the Kyle Richards, Kim Richards, the Lisa Rinnas, and then the Faye Resnicks of the world, because they've all known each other for years. There's been so many different scandals and different secrets out there. So this feud has been going on for a very long time. Also, Kathy has never liked Lisa Rinna ever since she went after her little sister, Kim. She did not pull a Kyle. She had Kim's back, and she did not appreciate Lisa Rinna coming for her little sister. And that brings us to her little sister, Kim. So we all know that Lisa Rinna has been downright evil and mean and rude to Kim. She called Kim a dog. She called Kim crazy, unhinged. She said that Kim was close to death. She talked about Kim's, sobriety journey and all of that. She has dogged Kim out. She sent Kim all of these dark text messages saying that she would, strangle Kim or something like that. It was a mess. She physically threatened Kim, the whole situation. We cannot forget about Amsterdam, when Kim was like, well, let's talk about the husbands. And Lisa Rinna lost her mind. She got up. She was shaking. She broke the wine glass. She had the shard of glass in her hand, waving it at Kim. I'll take you down. Don't you talk about my husband, blah, 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 and went absolutely nuts. So Kim and Lisa Rinna have been feuding for a while, and I don't see that feud ending anytime soon. It's just been a lot. And speaking of feuds, we can now go to LVP. Yes, yes, yes. The crown is heavy, darling. So as we all know, Lisa Rinna has always been extremely jealous of Lisa Vanderpump, And so she thought, let me take down LVP when LVP was she was grieving the loss of her brother who passed away. And then shortly after that, her mother passed away. So LVP just was not in the emotional and mental state to spar with these women during the season. And instead of having compassion for LVP, instead of understanding that and being her friend, they formed the Faux Fox Five with Lisa Rinna at the head and Kyle, Teddy, Dorit, Erica. Yeah, that's the five, right? Kyle, Teddy, Erica, Dorit, and Lisa Rinna. Yeah, so that was the Faux Fox Five. And they were formed to take Lisa Rinna down. Now, this is my personal opinion. I think that Lisa Rinna was the one who planted the Lucy Apple Goosey story. Again, you guys, that was just Dorit had gotten a rescue dog from Vanderpump Dogs, and then she said the dog, bit her kid. And so she allegedly gave the dog to a family friend. And then allegedly that family friend brought the dog to a kill shelter. And the kill shelter was the one who called Lisa Vanderpump's Vanderpump Dogs to be like, hey, we have one of your dogs here to put down. Are you sure that's what you want? I've also heard that it was Dorit who brought the dog to the kill shelter herself. And she just said her friend did in order to save face. So you decide what part of that you want to believe. I've always believed that it was Lisa Rinna who planted that story. I think it was in like Radar or Page Six or something like that. And then she went around and lied on Lisa Vanderpump to, again, this is my personal opinion, and lied to Dorit and Kyle and Teddy about it. Because as we see now, Lisa Rinna is not above lying. She's not above lying. She's not above lying to create a storyline. She's not above lying to make somebody look bad. She lied on Kathy Hilton, saying she said the N-word in a homophobic slur. She lied on her own husband, Harry Hamlin, said that he was upset about Garcelle and the spaghetti sauce. That was a lie. So we all know that Lisa Rinna is a liar. She said it herself. So I think she planted that story and then went around and convinced all the other women who didn't really need convincing. They just needed something to go against Lisa Vanderpump with to create one of the dumbest storylines we've ever had about Lucy Apple Goosey with the dog. I mean, let's just call a thing a thing. It was as dumb as the spaghetti sauce storyline. And who was at the helm of both? Lisa Rinna. So ever since then, LVP ended up leaving the series. Lisa Rinna really went after her. They were relentless. There was the trending hashtag Mean Girls of Beverly Hills because of how hard they were going against LVP. And Lisa Rinna was the ringleader. Up next, we have Denise Richards. Bravo, bravo, effing bravo. So we all know that Lisa Rinna and Denise Richards were friends for about 20 years or so. They had known each other since the soap days, just grinding it out in LA. Yeah. So Lisa goes after Denise because Brandi Glanville wanted a moment on the show and alleged that her and Denise Richards hooked up when she went to go do a podcast episode with Denise for Brandi's podcast on location where Denise was shooting a film. Now, I personally don't believe it. I think that Brandi was lying. I think Brandi may have wanted to hook up with Denise. I think that Brandi also wanted some type of juice, some type of card to play with Bravo. And I think she thought if she said that or made it up or whatever, that she would have this drama that Bravo would have to bring her back either as a full-time, because when Brandi said it, she wasn't even a friend of. She literally was making like a cameo appearance that she just so happened to have full glam. She just so happened to show up with Kim Richards to talk to Teddy and Kyle. Like, it was just too scripted. It was too planned. It was too fake and phony. And I think that Brandi thought if she had this piece of drama, Bravo would bring her back on either as a friend of or full time. And it kind of blew up in her face. It's like, Brandi, you didn't even get paid for that. And you totally clowned yourself. Now, you would think your friend of 20 years, you would think the friend who brought you onto the show would have your back and support you. But no, we're talking about Lisa the Snake Rinna. So Lisa the Snake Rinna goes against Denise. She tries to take her down. She keeps bringing it up. She keeps throwing it in her face. She gets the other girls to go against her. And ultimately, Denise folds and ends up leaving the show and ruining their friendship. I don't think Denise will ever be friends with Lisa Rinna again. And who could blame her? Your friend of 20 years completely, betraying you and trying to, ruin your name and ruin your marriage and all this other stuff. And it's just really sad. And you could see the pain in Denise's face when she realizes, oh, Lisa's really not my friend. She's really trying to take me down. Speaking of not being friends, Garcelle and Lisa Rinna. So we all know that the scandal of the summer was Botgate. There were these racist and threatening, text messages, or not text messages, like Instagram posts against Garcelle's son, Jax, who was 14 years old at the time. And this guy, Patrick Summers, comes out and says Lisa Rinna was behind Botgate. Whether we believe Patrick or not, that's for a different video. But that was what came out and what was said. Lisa Rinna was really behind it because Lisa Rinna was pissed at Garcelle for really calling her out, for calling Erica out, for all of it. Let's not forget, at the last year reunion, Garcelle called Rinna out. And remember, she said, someone told me that you said that you didn't like it that I brought race up on the show because you said it's not that type of show. Basically being like, I don't want Garcelle here because she's Black. If she's here, I don't want to talk about her being Black. I don't want to talk about race. And she was pissed that Garcelle was talking about her experience of being a Black woman in a all-white cast and how she felt about it. She also said that she felt that Dorit and Rinna gave her, racial microaggressions, and she called them to task with that. So they've had this, simmering beef, simmering feud for a while. And it just sort of came to head in the season. And people were saying that Lisa Rinna was behind Botgate and everything that was going on. Also because Lisa Rinna had been, tweeting out, if I go after Garcelle, people are going to say I'm racist. No, maybe people are going to say you're racist because you say racial microaggressions and you and your husband thought it was a good idea to dress up for Halloween and actually wear, racist insignia on your shirt. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to get demonetized. So obviously there has been a long feud going on between Garcelle and Lisa Rinna. Garcelle is also joining forces, calling her a hypocrite and saying that she's calculated given all of the fallout with the Kathy Aspen situation. She is really on Kathy's side with this. And so she is riding with Kathy and she is not having it when it comes to Lisa Rinna, who's a liar. Also, their feud was around the fact that Lisa Rinna admitted that she lied when she said that Harry Hamlin had an issue with how many times Garcelle said thank you for the spaghetti sauce. Again, one of the dumbest storylines ever. But she admitted that she said it just to hurt Garcelle. She said it just to throw Garcelle under the bus, but it was never even true. So again, I understand why Garcelle is just not checking for Lisa Rinna. Also, last but not least, the feud that we should have seen coming, we didn't need, but it was there. The ladies of Dubai versus Lisa Rinna. We cannot forget that Lisa Rinna literally said, if I go after Garcelle, I'm called racist. If you can't take it, I think she said something derogatory, go watch The Real Housewives of Dubai, implying that, Caroline Stanbury is white and she goes head to head with a lot of her Black co-stars. Well, nobody accuses Caroline Stanbury of being racist because she doesn't do microaggressions and she doesn't say racist things, unlike you, Lisa Rinna. So you kind of, prove our point. It's actually not about the fact that you're white and they're Black. It's about the fact that you say things that are racist. You say things with racial undertones, We're not going to talk about Sergio's tweets. We know that happened. That's for another video. But again, she had a social media beef with the ladies. They ended up squashing it, but I have a feeling that would come back to bite her in the butt later on. But this was just the highlights of some people who cannot stand Lisa Rinna, and I had time today, folks. So if I missed anyone, please be sure to put it down in the comments below. Also, let me know, who do you think is the biggest person that Lisa Rinna is feuding with? Who do you think has the best feud, and what are your thoughts down below? And do you think it's time for Lisa Rinna to give up the diamond and go on a nice little pause? With that, you guys, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. And don't forget to check out the description box below. We have a lot of goodies going on down there, you guys. And also shop our love collection because unlike Lisa Rinna, we actually are loved. With that, take care of yourself and each other. Bye!
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!